See You in My 19th Life. Episode 1 introduces us to the main character, Ban Ji-eum. She tells us about her unique ability to remember her past lives. In her current life, which is her 19th reincarnation, she is only 9 years old. On a stormy night, memories from her past life start flooding back to her. She remembers a boy named Shoha and becomes worried about his well-being. However, she also realizes that her 19th life won't be easy. Her father has a gambling addiction and her mother is overwhelmed by the situation, so she decides to leave them. In recent times, her parents have been exploiting her talents to make money. They make her appear on different shows as a gifted child with multiple talents. Unfortunately, her father uses the money he earns from her appearances for gambling, and Ji-eum reaches her limit when he takes away her savings as well. To escape her difficult situation, Ji-eum decides to find her niece, Aek-young, from her 17th life. She convinces Aek-young that she is her deceased uncle and explains the hardships she has faced in her 19th life. Ji-eum's main concern, however, is finding out what happened to Shoha. Aek-young agrees to lend her some money and becomes her guardian. Ji-eum uses the borrowed money to visit Shoha's house and is relieved to find out that he is alive. Through a flashback, we learn that in her 18th life, when Ji-eum was known as Ju-won, she had made a promise to stay by Shoha's side. They first met when Shoha accidentally bumped into her drawing and didn't apologize. Later, their parents arranged a playdate, and Ji-eum tried to teach Shoha, who was spoiled because of his wealthy background. Shoha was intrigued by the fact that Ju-won wasn't afraid of him, and Ju-won found Shoha's mischievous yet gentle nature endearing. During that time, Shoha was going through a difficult situation as his mother was dying, and Ju-won was the only person who understood and comforted him. Ju-won often talked about her belief in past lives, which made Shoha think she must be a witch or cursed by one. Interestingly, Shoha believed that he was a turtle in his past life. Although they initially started as enemies, they gradually became close friends. Before Shoha's mother passed away, she asked Ju-won to take care of him. Unfortunately, fate had other plans for Ju-won. When she was 12 years old, she and Shoha were in an accident, and she couldn't fulfill her promise as she passed away. That's why, as soon as she regained her memories in her 19th life, she hurried to find Shoha. With the money she received from Aek-young, she visits Shoha and keeps an eye on him while staying with Aek-young. Shoha is now a teenager and filled with anger towards the world, especially his father, who has a new partner. He is frustrated, and this makes Ji-eum sad as she watches him from a distance, unaware of the exact reason for his troubles. Sadly, a few months after Ji-eum found Shoha, he leaves the country. Ji-eum continues with her life but tries her best to locate Shoha again. She graduates and joins Shoha's family's company, hoping to reunite with him. She knows that Shoha moved to Germany and plans how she can reach him. Fortunately, fate smiles upon her this time, as Shoha decides to return to Korea. Upon hearing this news, Ji-eum seizes the opportunity to get close to him. She quickly applies for a job at MI Hotels and even turns down a tempting offer from Daewon Motors. Her sole focus is on reconnecting with Shoha, and she won't let anything stand in her way. Shoha has decided to return to Korea because he wants to revive his mother's hotel and make it successful again. Unfortunately, his relationship with his father is not good, and things get even worse because Shoha has hearing loss after the accident. His father sees Shoha's condition as a burden to the business, which is quite unfair. In simple terms, Shoha's dad is a difficult person to deal with. With determination, Shoha starts interviewing people for job positions at the MI Grand Hotel. At first, Ji-eum's impressive resume raises suspicions, but his friend convinces him to give her a chance. During the interview, Shoha wonders how Jeem managed to acquire and develop so many skills at the young age of 24. On the other hand, Jeem does her best to convince Shoha that they share the same goal of restoring the hotel's former glory. However, Shoha still feels unsure about Jeem, so he tries to politely reject her. But Jeem is not someone who easily gives up, so she proposes an interesting approach. She challenges Shoha to date her if he is still unsure whether she is suitable for the job. The episode ends with Jeem taking a bold step and asking Shoha if he would be willing to date her again.